Good day buddies. Thanks for supporting another episode of the channel. For today's video we'll be making another ant tower, which has chambers that can be assembled and disassembled like a puzzle. A feature that comes handy when reusing the ant farm over and over again. Before we start, please allow me to give special thanks to the most awesome guys on our channel. Jeffrey Miles, Sean, The Hunter Chick, Stefan, Thomas, Sumi Riao, Future Bird, West Virginia Ant Keeper, and Kazan Jenkins. Thank you so much for supporting our future project, which is the Members Terrarium, and for making every episodes possible. Let me also say welcome back buddies. And for those new to the channel, you're also welcome to Decolony. For this build, we'll be using this acrylic container, usually used as case for figurines, which has a real tight fitting lid. Same type of container we use on this previous build, the ant farm, with 2 types of nest and 3 ways of hydration. Anyway, for starters we need to drill entrance/expansion holes, facing each other. And another one here for the nest water refilling purposes. And here's the entrance/expansion, we can use them either ways. Having the holes on the container also provides a breather that'll prevent a vacuum, so we could remove the pieces easily later. Next thing we need is our DIY water tower. We also already drilled a hole in it which we'll gonna connect here for easy refilling. We also attach a piece of acrylic glass on the side, which gonna act as a window for us to check the water level at any given time. We could also put it on the other side, depends on your preference. We drilled the hole here slightly higher than the water tower, so the reservoir will be on slanting position. This way if we made the water tower overflow with water, it leaks on the center first. If we control the flood, it will only moisten the central grout pillar and avoid the water from spreading throughout the base. Anyway, make sure to clear the plastic residue left from drilling on their edges, or else they scrape or even prevent us from removing the layers of hardened grout later. Next thing we'll need is this pieces of broken soft drinks bottle. We'll make DIY crystals out of them by breaking them into smaller pieces. We just need to cover them with a thick cloth. Then hammer it down carefully. Just be extra careful if you decided to make some too, especially to the kids out there. If possible ask for help, as safety should always come first. Anyway, we soaked them in isopropyl alcohol for a few hours to sterilized, and after they dried, we started making the crystals. On this piece of sinter board, we'll just drop a hot glue. Then attach at least 2 or 3 pieces of broken glass together. And just like that, we got this beautiful crystals to decorate our ant farm chambers. I've prepared a lot of them yesterday, which is now ready to be harvested. Using a cutter, we'll carefully cut through the base. And the finished product is here. Anyway, we'll take out the water tower a bit, and cover the top with a thin layer of moist sand except the edges. We also covered the piece of acrylic glass, since we made it in slanting position. This way, the friction in between the acrylics is limited, and will prevent scratches. The water tower started to float buddies, so we filled it with water and clipped this stick to fix it on place while we allow the concrete to set. We sprinkle dry sand on top. Then place the DIY gemstones that we made earlier. Then we let the base layer dry for a day. The next day, we clear the sand on top of the water tower, before proceeding to the next step. And for that we need a plastic bag. I'll just cut it into small pieces. This plastic sheets will separate the nest puzzle pieces. We'll just place one on top of the already dried base layer, then start molding the nest chambers using moist sand. We'll construct them near the glass obviously, so we could clearly observe the ants' nest activities, which is one of the beauty of keeping ants. And I guess this will do it. Then we just partially braid the tiny pieces of broken glass into the sand. Our aim here is to replace the usual stalactites design that we normally make with the grout itself. Just make sure to leave a portion of the glass exposed, so they can get a nice hold to the concrete. Then we'll fill it with sanded grout, until the sand chambers get completely covered. It's up to you on how thick this layer is. Anyway, on this build, if you may notice, we're using an extra thick sanded grout mixture. Since we're setting these crystals on top after every layer is done, and they are heavier than the typical sand toppings that we use. So making the grout thicker prevents the crystal to sink completely. We'll just follow up with the dry sand toppings, for a rougher flooring texture. Then let it dry for another day. I forgot to put this tubings on the right time, but we inserted it while the grout is still soft and made sure it reaches the sand. The right time to set them up should be before pouring the grout to cover the sand chambers. I'm glad we made it work anyways, as the grout on the whole is already detached and movable. Anyway, we'll just repeat the previous process. Lay the plastic sheet. Mold the sand chambers. Before we forgot again, place the tubings that connect each chambers. The DIY glass crystals. Then pour the grout that covers this layer. The toppings next. Then let it dry again. We did same process on the next layer the next day, except we got the entrance and expansion here. What we did is, we made a space in between the sand chamber and the container. This way the tubings will be surrounded with the hard concrete, that'll make it more secured. Then like the other layers, we filled it with sanded grout as well. Let's make sure the space in between is filled nicely with sanded grout using a stick. Then we fillet it until it reaches this line, which the lid will lock to. So we'll make sure no grout over the line, before putting the lid. The next day, we'll work on the last layer. We drilled 2 holes on the lid. One for the hydration straw. And one for this tubing. So the next block won't move around. We'll remove it for now, as well be using this lid from this ant farm for the next step. It'll help us to easily fill the outer parts with moist sand. Like the other layers, we'll start with by placing a plastic sheet. Then fill it as planned. Make sure to stack the moist sand chamber tightly, so they won't collapse when we remove the lid. We'll just fill the hollow space to complete the chambers. Then a layer of grout. Followed by this 100 micron mesh, but before that let's construct the top chamber's hydration first. Just above the mesh using moist sand. A layer looking like this, and just elevate at least half of it. It will look like this on side view. This will be where the hydration straw And this here is the free space that get filled with water that'll be absorbed by the block to increase moisture level. Then simply set it on place, make sure the lower sand layer is aligned with the hydration straw. Then simply fill the remaining free space with sanded grout. Put the lid, and insert down the straw until it reaches there, messed below. Insert the silicone tubing as well, then lock the lid firmly. We just need to give it a 48 hours setting time, before we check the outcome of the build. We'll remove these guys first as they're binding the pieces. And here we go with the top chamber, which has a flat-like nesting chamber. But will also be visible from the sides, which is a very first of its kind with all of our builds. We need to move out everything, so we could clear the sand. And it has this fragile gemstones here, so we'll lay a towel to catch the layer to avoid accidentally breaking them. Second we go. Third layer. Fourth. The fifth or base layer will also be removed later. For now let's remove the plastic bag sheets and clear the sand from the chambers. Here they are after we rinse it with water, including the container of course. And here's the second one that we made with the same process. Anyway, let's assemble the puzzle tower, and we're putting the base first, the layer, with water tower. The secret code is the gemstone colors, and we'll just align the same colors together. And this layer is obviously needs to be aligned here, on the entrance and expansion holes. Putting silicone plugs, or tubings here will also hold the pieces nicely together so they serve as lock holes as well. And the top chamber, or the lid layer with this tubing holding it on place. And this hydration straw to fill this hollow space with water, which will slowly moisten this block to humidify the upper floors. I'm planning to house a fire ant colony here buddies, so I'm so glad it had a tight-fitting lid. And just like that, our puzzling, towering ant farm is done. Featuring this nice DIY crystals. And the almost invisible joints on each layer. Let's check the transparent crystals on the other side as well. And who do you think looks better buddies? Is it the greens, or the transparent ones? I'll appreciate it if you let me know what do you think in the comments. This build is so relaxing to work with, wish you felt the same while watching. I just hope you have learned something from this video guys. Be a genie for the first time, by granting my wish in tapping the like and share button, that would help a lot. This is D Colony, saying goodbye. For now. But hoping to see you on my next videos.